What a battle tonight, Coach. Had a couple leads in this game, but how'd you feel your team battled for 60-plus minutes here today and this overtime result?
Yeah, that's a really good hockey team. I thought 5-on-5 we did a pretty good job. Although in the second, third we didn't really generate much offense in the 5-on-5. Morneau got the broken down play at the blue line. Babel step in and beat him early, give us the energy. This time of year it's special teams. They go 2 for 4 in their power play. We go 1 for 4, and 3-on-3 overtime. So 5-on-5 hockey. We played some pretty good hockey, holding a really good hockey club to 0 goals. So, for that we got to generate more 5-on-5 as well, and special teams we need to be better at.
But when you kind of lead into the second period here, you end up with a 4-on-4. They take a penalty, and then you get a goal out of it in that 4-on-4. So in all, you kind of came out still ahead in that situation.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can agree with you on that we come out ahead. We put our team down 5-minute major again, which is unacceptable. So.
Of how Cole battled tonight, made some big saves for you. How were you impressed with his performance?
Played really good. Played really well down the stretch. Made, like you said, some really, really big saves. They had probably a few more better grade A opportunities down that third period on us, but he was really solid in there. Just a workhorse. There's times during that first period he wasn't really tested a lot, but then when they come in, the waves like on that 5-minute power play, he had to make some saves big there for us. So that's not easy for a goalie. It's not really get in a rhythm. A lot of times they'll tell you they probably want, 10 shots a period, kind of, just to kind of just feel the puck a bit. But I thought he played really well again. He gave us a chance to get into overtime.
Lucas Wallen, a really talented face-off guy on their side in particular. They had a couple chances where you had a couple icings and they had a few offensive zone face-offs in a row there, but it seemed like you guys were able to win those, and coming down the stretch, that was kind of big, right, with you guys maybe tired and, of course, getting late and in a tie game, 2-3 minutes to go third period there.
Yeah, some very, tiring plays by some of our D that got caught out there, off it. Which makes it hard. Like, we won some really clean draws off them, and then we, kind of have a little bit of a hiccup, I guess, on our decision making. And that's what happens when you get tired. You try to challenge your players. If you get physically tired, try to stay mentally sharp, right? But they kind of go hand in hand sometimes. And but I think again in the face-off circle we had a pretty good job. At it says here 57%. And so at least almost 6% of the time we're controlling the puck. Although they do set up a pretty good offensive zone look, that kind of causes a bit of a tither for us. But I thought we did a pretty good job for the most part. Getting in the lanes properly and kind of shutting that down.
I just wanted to ask about the energy in the building this season. You guys are getting your biggest crowds in years, and just kind of have a student engagement that every other sport at Toledo and BG would kill for. Is this starting to feel a little bit like the old days in this building?
Well, I wasn't here for the old days, unfortunately. When I was here in the late 90s, I'm not that old, am I? I know I got some gray, but no, you're right. But, of what I heard, right, it's fun. There is a buzz. And I do think, our players are playing hard. They're playing with purpose. They're playing with physicality. We're playing, within our means and with an identity that the program's lacked. And our guys go out, and no matter if we're going to win or lose, we're going to compete hard because that's our job. And I've been really happy with our work ethic all year. Love the crowd again tonight. A couple heartbreakers in overtime, the last few here off it, but that's how it's going to be. Like, even I go through the rest of the box score tonight. Tech wins against Augustin in overtime. You got Fair State up 2-1 on Bemidji going in the third. Everything's a 1-goal hockey game, and it's that close. But yet, how close you are, you're still that far away. Like, it makes it fun. It makes it challenging. It makes it exciting. That's why we play the game. So we love playing here. I think we have a different. We definitely get an extra pickup from our fans, a little boost of energy, often, and I think that shows when we come out of the gates early in the first. That's due to our student section and the rest of our fans in the building.
Lastly, you mentioned so close yet so far against some of these top teams. Just in the big picture of where you guys are building, you take another big step this year, or are in the middle of that. Where do you kind of feel like this thing is right now? Just kind of knocking hard on the door and just
Yeah, we're there. You know, like I said to our guys, I hear everybody about how many good teams we play down the stretch, and no one says we're good. We are a good hockey club. And I think some people need to realize that every time we talk, we're playing teams, and Mankato's good, St. Thomas is good. I get it, they're all good. But I think what our guys, I told them, use as motivation, because no one talks about how good they're playing and how committed they are to playing. It's always about other teams, you know, and we need to start talking about what we're doing on the ice. And our guys are doing great work. I love it. You know, they're battling. They're doing well in the classroom. As you mentioned, we're building off of last season where we had a foundation built with really good group of seniors and juniors that did a good job. And like these guys are out here, and this is year 2 we're battling. A lot of these other teams have had a pretty good foundation and premise for the last number of years. So our guys are going out. When I look out there, and we got 4 freshmen on a face-off in our D zone. You tell me another team in our league that has 4 freshmen. 0. So I'm real proud of the way they're battling. I'm real proud of the way our players are competing, and more people need to start talking about our guys versus everybody else in the league.
Yeah, Coach, back to today's game, 2 power plays on 4 attempts for them on the penalty kill, both power play goals coming from the same side. Just what did you see there? How did they attack your penalty kill today, be able to score?
A couple bad clears, right? And you get bad clears, what happens, you get tired. And then you get in between. And for me, it's we got to be strong on our sticks. And what happens is all of a sudden you get one guy kind of going hard out to a point on a spread power play. And if everybody's not working hard in the same direction, it opens up those seams. And it hit Pilling both times, right? One from the goal line to the back door and the other one on a one-timer play. I've seen that kid play for Seattle for 3 years, and he did it there, and he did it to us again. So our penalty kill needs to make an adjustment off that 100%. Got to be stronger on our sticks. To me, it was just a matter of us not getting the puck advance, and that's going to happen. And what they did, which our power play, we always talk about, is when a team doesn't get it clear, you got to get a quick strike, because that's your second chance right off it. So you watch how many times teams will get a second opportunity on a power play, and they nail it, And I can tell you, every time you don't get it clear from a coach's standpoint, you're like, ooh, come on, we got to get this out. And a lot of times it ends up in the back of your net, unfortunately.
Yeah, talking about the power play as well, that first power play seemed like they were really stacking the blue line, not allowing easy entries, and then it seemed like it came a little bit easier after that, although no goals really came from it. Just how did you feel like your power play function today now that it's topping the CCHA coming into today?
Well, we needed another goal. We had opportunities, off it, and this time of year, it's special teams. Their team went out, was 2-4 in the power play and scored 3-on-3. They leave with a win, and the win column and 2 points, instead of our 1 point and a loss. So there's the difference, right? So penalty kill needs to be better. Power play needs to be better. We got to at least be parallel with them, because neither team gives up. What was the other goal? 4-on-4? Mm-hmm. So how many 5-on-5 goals? 0. So if your special teams aren't good, your team won't be good. Especially this time of year. This is playoff hockey right now. And if you watch NHL playoffs or anything, teams that can play obviously 5-on-5, and both teams didn't give up a lot. Both teams, I think, have good structure play from the inside out. So what separates you this time of year, it's your special teams have to be strong.
Yeah, you mentioned 5-on-5 maybe playing better than theirs did, and you mentioned scoring it in 5-on-5 is at a premium. Just what did you feel like kind of led to playing so well in the 5-on-5 today, and what do you want to take on that 5-on-5 into tomorrow and doing the same?
I think we need to do a better job winning our net front battles. We're kind of one-hit wonders. We're kind of taking we weren't putting enough pucks to the net with bodies getting there. And then we're looking at, especially on the first, a couple times we had some really good opportunities. And, I grew up, with the mindset of grip it and rip it sometimes, right? And we're trying to feed little backhand passes. It's hard. When you're inside the dots, if you have an opportunity to shoot it, unless someone's wide open, like in the case of the power play with Pilling backdoor off it, for them, you got to shoot it, because how many grade A opportunities really does somebody get in a game? 5? You might go 2-3 weekends without even getting an opportunity. So if you're in that and you're a goal scorer's mindset, you're putting it not in the net but through the net, and that's what our mentality has to be.
Coach, tough one. Gustav Sternberg, obviously a strong, important impact when he is on the ice. 5 out of the last 10 games, a game major misconduct, leading the CCHA in penalty minutes right now. Does there come a point for you where that's something that kind of has to be addressed on an individual level, or is it the same, message to the entire locker room?
Yeah, of course it does, I think. And you should ask him why he's getting them, right? I don't play the game. You got to have control. It's that simple. You got to come in, you got to close, you got to be smart. Every time we take one, we put ourselves in a tough predicament right off, and they scored to tie it up, right? So he's going to have to learn from it.
Coach, going back to the crowd tonight, teddy bear toss night. I know you've coached in your fair share of teddy bear toss nights when you were in the WHL. How did this game stack up to the level you do expect out of a teddy bear toss night?
I love the concept. I love the idea. College hockey is such a premium to score, so it makes you a little more nerve-wracking, when you're going out there on a marketing night like that. But obviously, it was nice to get in the first period, off it, and be able to, and thanks to all the fans that brought, a teddy bear to help celebrate, a great cause. But I can tell you, I've been in somewhere it's gone to the deep in the second, and you're waiting there going, holy smokes, are we ever going to score, right? So it was nice to get it done with from a just pure hockey standpoint playing. But surely do appreciate all those that came out to support the cause.
17 block shots throughout the game. Niedermeyer has 5, Crampton getting 3. What's it like seeing multiple players step up and block shots, but especially players like Niedermeyer and Crampton to get multiple throughout the game?
Yeah, well, this time of year, right? This is as good as playoff hockey's going to get. We got it from here on out, all of February, and you can't turn it on and off either, right? Like we always tell our guys, it's not a light switch. You keep flipping on and off the ball, but it's going to burn out. It's got to stay on the whole game. You got to stay committed to putting your, the sacrificing your body for the betterment of the club, and it's tough. We talk about block shots. You guys love the questions on block shots here. I get asked it every weekend, and I'm going to tell you again, it is a tough thing to do. It's hard, off it, and I give a credit to those guys because I'm glad you bring it up, especially those type of guys that have multiple, because they probably don't get recognized by anybody. You know what I mean? In the crowd that sees that, and it's normally the goals or assists or a hit or a save, but the players that can commit to that give us the best chance to win. So whenever I see that of 17 block shots, I also flip the script and say, why don't we have the puck more? So I don't know if that number ever pleases me, but I love the fact that we're sacrificing, for the betterment of our club.
Brody, a big jump for the team early. You guys kind of battling away on the power play there. What was it like to put that puck in? It's hard work earned really there from the squad, getting a goal early.
Yeah, it was really nice, obviously, getting a power play goal early in the game. Thought that kind of built off that. But, yeah, Hodson made a really nice play to Glenn. I was just able to kind of pick up the garbage. But, yeah.
No, a second weekend back for you, and you score again on the Friday night. How you feeling? And, of course, another solid goal, too. Have to feel good offensively right now with where you're at.
Yeah, feeling better every day with the injury. Stepping out there on Saturday last weekend, I could just feel my lungs were better, and I was able to kind of get into the game a little better and get back up to game speed. And same tonight, I felt better than I did last weekend. And yeah, it's been nice to produce a little bit offensively again and help this team get points.
Now, Brody, you guys were in a bit of a tough spot there. The major penalty late in the first and going into the second period. How did you feel like you guys handled that critical stretch of the game in which they were able to tie it?
Yeah, obviously not ideal that they scored on the power play there, but I mean, I thought it was a pretty good hit by Goose. I think that our penalty kill did a pretty good job tonight. They just got 2 shots that just kind of snuck by. I thought Moore played a really good game again. I think he's been really good since the break. But yeah, ultimately it would be nice to keep them at none for the power play goals, because that's kind of what they produced. They didn't get anything 5-on-5, so I think we did a really good job there. But
Possession, such a battle, Noah, and you had a couple key face-offs. Lucas Wallen in particular on their side, very successful in the face-off circles. What's the key to trying to get key wins, especially in your D zone when you guys are tired, maybe after a couple icings? How are you able to handle that?
Yeah, you just gotta kind of want it a little bit more and than the other guy, and trust your ability. I think I don't know if we're still the top team in the country in the circle, or we're right up there anyway, and we could put anybody on the ice to take a face-off in any situation, and you just compete and kind of read what he's doing and learn throughout the game, and change things if you need to, or stick with what is working. And yeah, that was big for us to not kind of give them any sustained ozone time there in the third, and able to get the puck out, and we were able to get off finally.
Brody, a couple of seconds there where you guys really had to fight. There was the string of a couple of icings in a row where you guys couldn't get off the ice, and then some block shots as well. There are a lot of them, especially toward the end of the game, and some big sells. Just how did you feel like the fight was for the guys today through the 60 minutes and through the couple of minutes overtime as well?
Yeah, I think that's one thing with this team that we do a really good job of is competing. Like, I know every single guy in that locker room is willing to block a shot and wants to block that shot and get the puck out and get a change if they're tired. But yeah, I think that's one thing that is really true to our identity, is that everyone's willing to do whatever it takes to get that puck out and try to live to fight another day sometimes when you're really tired.
Coach Williams touched on it a little bit, playing, as well as them or better in 5-on-5 hockey today, but obviously 2 power play goals out of 4 power plays, the difference ultimately for them there. How do you guys kind of manage that on the ice, try to limit those man advantage opportunities for them?
Well, our coaches do a really good job of giving us pre-scouts and kind of letting us know what they're going to do. So we definitely use that a lot, and they make a lot of adjustments throughout the game, noticing what they're doing. So that's really nice. But yeah, honestly, like 2 plays to 29 in the back door, like it's a pretty good opportunity. But I think we're right there. Like I think tomorrow, like we're gonna obviously scout that, make an adjustment, and I think we're gonna be able to get that down to 0, and then yeah, like you said, 5-on-5, we're a really good team, especially against them like today. So I think we'll be able to wear them down and hopefully get a win tomorrow.
Brody, going back to the opening goal, on a night like tonight, teddy bear toss night, where there seems like a little bit more added anticipation for that first goal, what's it like to get one early and watch the teddy bears fly?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. That was my first one, but I think honestly, I didn't really think too much of it. Just kind of going out there. I think it's like the same thing as every game. Like I want to score really bad, help the team, especially on the power play there, that front. But yeah, I think it was a really cool moment, kind of seeing those things come down. But ultimately, I think I come to the rink with the same attitude every day. Just wanted to put the puck in the net.
Cole Moore makes 24 saves on the game, made multiple pretty key ones throughout the game. Has played strong since returning after the Christmas break. What's it been like playing in front of him?
I mean, he's been so solid. I mean, I think we kind of have a pretty calming presence when he's in there, and he can calm us down, and we kind of know he's going to make a big save when we need him to, and it's really good to see him get his confidence back and get into a little groove again, and be the goalie we all kind of know he is.
Just wanted to ask both of you guys about kind of the energy in the building this season. The biggest crowds in many years. Feels like the community's really starting to buy in and believe in what you guys are building. I guess just for both of you, what has it been like to play in front of these crowds this year? What do they mean to you?
It's been amazing. I think, especially for myself coming in here as a freshman, I think it's kind of exceeded my expectations and gone above and beyond what I was expecting coming in here, and seeing how much they care, and getting a lot of the student base is kind of starting to rally around us a little bit. It's pretty cool, and it makes it fun, and makes you want to play, gives you a little extra motivation to play and win on home ice, especially, and do well for the people that come watch us play.
Yeah, I think it's unbelievable. I mean, throughout 3 years here, it's been really good, but it's just picked up every single year, and it's amazing to see like everyone at the games, and the energy is crazy. Like you go to a lot of other rinks, they're not getting close to what we get, and I think it's something really special. It really shows that this is a hockey school, and I think that's like something that we can really be proud of, and trying to climb up the rankings and do something with it for them, because we know they want us to win just as bad as us.